Next, let's talk about actually simplifying roots. Well, if we talk about simplifying roots, let's look at the square root of 18. If we look at the square root of 18, we can't take the square root of 18. It's not a number that can be squared. What we can do, however, is break down the 18 into something that we can take the square root of. So let's do that. Let's break down this 18 into two pieces, one of which I can take the square root of. So let's write the 18 here as 9 times 2. The question is, why would that help? Well, we're going to do the reverse of what we did before, which is we're going to split this big square root up into two pieces. So what this will do is this will break this up into the first part here, which is the square root of just the 9. And then we'll have the second part, which is the 2, the square root of the 2. Just same numbers, just under their own little square roots. Well, why does this help? Because I can actually take the square root of the 9. The square root of 9 is just 3. However, I am stuck with that 2. I can't take the square root of 2, so it's going to stay inside of a square root of 2 as kind of leftovers that I'm stuck with. So my final answer is 3 square roots of 2. Let's look at another problem. Let's look at the square root of 72. Let's actually do this problem two different ways to show you that there's no wrong way to do this. First, we can break down the 72 into 2 times 36. If we do that, then we can break this up into the square root of 2 times the square root of 36, just breaking them off into two different pieces. Well, then I can take the square root of 36. The square root of 36 is just a 6. The problem is there is nothing I can do with the square root of 2. I can't take the square root of 2, so I would be stuck with a square root of 2. That would be my final answer. However, there is another way to do this because most people wouldn't necessarily think of 72 as 2 times 36. So you could do 72 as 9 times 8. Then breaking off the 9 first would come off as the square root of 9 is 3. You would still be stuck with the 8 inside of the square root. The problem with doing it this way is you will get to the same answer, it's just you're not done. The problem with 8 here is that you can break down the 8 one more time. So we have 3, and then we can break down that 8 into, well, how can you break down 8 into something you can take the square root of? Well, I can break it into 4 times 2. How does that help? Well, I can take the square root of 4, which is, well, the square root of 4 is 2, which will get multiplied times the 3 that's already there. Well, the 2 that I'm getting from the 4 when I take the square root times the 3 will get me 6. I am still stuck with this 2. It has not gotten touched, and it is still inside of the square root, which still gets me the same answer I got before, 6 square roots of 2. Same answer.